probably the first one told or read to children by their mothers or fathers when they are very little. You can read and enjoy colorful pictures to it here, and there are the links. Or you can watch a short cartoon about Raiba the hen, here, or here. Russian children like it very much, as it is both sad and funny at the same time. Moreover, as it is short, it is easy to remember, and children like retelling and acting it very much. You can watch how they do it here, and I would like us to watch how First, we will watch how an English teacher, a Russian teacher of English language, how she acts this fairy tale to her children, and then we will watch, the videos are very short, about a minute and a half. Then we will watch how the children act this fairy tale, okay?
Lived grandma and grandpa. They have a hen. The hen is Raiba. Raiba lays an egg. Is not white, it is golden. Grandma beats the egg. She beats and beats. She beats and beats, but they can't break the egg. Grandpa beats the egg. She beats and beats. She beats and beats, but they can't break the egg. A little mouse runs nearby. The mouse touches the egg by its tail. The egg falls down and breaks. Grandma is crying, oh, Grandpa is crying, oh. But the hen says, don't cry, Grandma, don't cry, Grandpa. I give you another egg. Isn't golden, it is white. They are happy.
Okay. Did you like Olga, Nikiforova, and Nadezhda Ivanova? So let's get started.
Once upon a time, an old man and old woman.
They had a hen, Rabbi by name.
Nazifa, unmute yourself, please.
Yeah, ma'am.
Yeah, now we did not catch the proper word.
Okay, let's get started once again. Nazifa, start please once again.
Once upon a time, there lived an old man and an old woman.
They had a hen, Raiba by name.
Raiba.
Raiba.
One day, the hen laid an egg. It was not an ordinary egg, but a golden one.
The old man hid it and hid it, but couldn't break it.
The old woman hid it, but it couldn't break.
A mouse ran by, waved its tail, and the egg fell to the floor and broke. The old man cried, the old woman cried, and the hen clucked.
Don't cry, the old woman. Don't cry, the old man. I will lay you a new egg. Not a golden one, but an ordinary one. The end.
Would anybody like to read it once again? No. Shall we discuss it?
Discussion is better.
Okay. So how did you like the story? How did you like the story?
You know, it was sweet. Ma'am, can I ask you something?
Yes, sure. What's your question?
Why the hen said that it will lay a normal egg instead of laying golden egg?
I think this. Yeah, Tamara. What?
Yeah, this is a question that I had also.
I think this is this fairy tale is very ironical. it's an irony because usually people would prefer a golden egg to an ordinary egg, but here it is. mm, and an ordinary egg will crack easier than a golden one.
I wonder too, in theory, of course, you have the story of the goose that laid the golden egg. And I wonder
Yeah.
whether, and our eggs though are white or brown. So maybe it's supposed to be kind of an explanation like why our eggs are white now and not golden, because they broke the golden egg. And so now we have just the white eggs.
Maybe. And do you have a similar fairy tale in your languages and in your culture?
Let me just give you my, can I?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, so my assumption would be that they were way too hungry and anything invaluable wouldn't do. I mean, they only cared for food and not golden stuff. So this is what they really wanted, something to eat, probably. Yeah.
And I have one question. They had a golden egg, and why did they want to break it?
Maybe they wanted to divide it into some pieces, and I don't know, to sell it.
And when it was broken, why did they cry later on?
I don't know it. It's not me. It's not me.
Maybe
It's not me who
I
created.
can answer.
Yeah, I don't know, my dear Olga. I don't know. So it's a kind of rhetorical question. I'm asking to myself again.
Nasifa,
Maybe they
what's
were
your
hungry
explanation?
and they couldn't eat.
And they could,
As well, they
Yes.
couldn't eat the egg because it was spoiled and it was breakdown on over the ground.
Yes, I also think that they were rather poor. They were rather poor, and they did not they lived due to they had their farm. They had some hens, some animals on the farm, and they lived due to these animals, due to their products that they got from them, and that's why maybe they did not need money. they needed food.
mm.
So the moral of the story is interesting, by the way. So
And
Olga, so what's the moral of the story in Russia? So each of us have, I'm pretty sure that our just conclusion, but in Russian, what is assumed?
I have never thought about about that. I also, as I'm a mother of two children, I also read this story first to my little daughter who was little. Now she is 19 years old, and then to my little son who is 7 now, and they liked it very much because they were sorry for the grandma and grandpa, and at the same time they laughed. I don't know why they like this story very much.
The case is that they wanted to break, at first of all, and later when a mouse broke it, they started crying. So maybe sometimes we do want to do something, and when someone else does it instead of us, then we don't like just someone else doing our job. So we may assume lots of
Yes, maybe. They tried, but they couldn't do it. And a little mouse came, and a very little mouse came and did it instead of them. Yeah.
At the same time, we think about little mouse. So pay attention. Humans could not do, and little creatures, just in this case, mouse, did it.
Yes, and they tried to beat the egg with some hammer, and could not do it. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's a fairy tale. And
Yeah, I do understand, dear.
what do you think is the moral of the story, Tracy?
Well, first of all, I was just thinking how interesting it is that we have read stories or heard stories as children, and then we read them to our kids. And sometimes we don't ask any of these questions and we don't think about the things that are being brought up when you bring it up into this group of, it's just fascinating to hear
It,
the different ideas and questions and thoughts. What's the moral of the story? I don't know. For me, it would be, don't judge the power or abilities of something by its
yeah.
size. Um, and um, yeah, I would say, and I'm thinking of a mouse in another story where the mouse is caught by a lion, and the lion finally lets it go when the mouse says, "But I can save you someday." And he's saying, "Yeah, sure you can, but all right, I'll let you go." But in fact, when the lion got caught in the trap, it was the mouse that came and gnawed away at the ropes and set him free. So here was again something very tiny, who was able to set free and help something very big, and so maybe that.
And and do you remember another Russian fairy tale, the turnip? We read it. If I'm not mistaken, in summer. The turnip.
Mhm.
A grandpa grew a turnip and planted, and then he grew a turnip, and it grew big, so big that he could not pull it. He pulled, but he couldn't do it. He asked his wife, grandma, to help him. They couldn't do it. They asked their granddaughter, then a dog, a cat, but they couldn't do it. And a mouse, when a mouse came, they could pull this turnip. Yes, it's.
Yeah, and here's another one I was thinking of. What about the Gruffalo? Remember the Gruffalo, the big make-believe animal, supposedly, but it was the mouse that was scaring all the animals. Wasn't it a mouse that went through the forest and scared everybody with the Gruffalo? I think so. I have to go
Mhm.
back and see. But I guess mice play kind of an important part in many fairy tales that I hadn't realized that.
Yes, and in many cultures. And what about your culture, Tamara? In Georgia? Is there any fairy tale in Georgia about a mouse who
Yeah,
comes and helps? Yeah.
generally, in Georgian fairy tale, I was thinking about your question. And in Georgian fairy tale, we have just bad mice and good mice. So generally, mice are considered to be rodents, yeah, and they are just unpleasant creatures. But we have some stories where we have even weddings of mice and some interesting just events, we may say. I guess that this case that you shared just now, it reminds me a kind of relationship conflict. So there are different just types of conflict, yeah? And it's kind of relationship conflict. So, for example, let's take family members. Just sister, just we may take daughter-in-law and we may take mother-in-law. So for sister, generally for the daughters-in-law, in this case, never want their mothers-in-law to interrupt in their lives. Generally, they consider them, they are far away. Generally, of course, I don't have such kind of relationship, but mainly it is regarded in this way. And when mothers-in-law, generally, they want to take care of your children, but you don't want. Just like this mouse and old parents, yeah. So it's a kind of a relationship conflict, I guess, that it happens too often in our life. So we bring, and so generally in Georgia, when we retell stories, we bring it in our real life. We transfer this situation. And now I was thinking, and I guess that such kind of real situations, just like grandma and grandpa had with mice, with a mouse in this case. We have lots of cases when we don't want to just generally to be interrupted by unpleasant person.
Okay. And what about Greece, Galilopi? Can you answer the question? Have you?
Well, I will try. There is quite a lot of noise in here, but concerning animals, like we do have fairy tales mice too, but I'm pretty sure they're like global, like the marriage of mice, as you said, Thumbelina, whatever the story is. Um, yeah, I mean, yeah, there is like also the myths by Aesop with the mice and like the mouse and the lion. We also have these ones. So yeah, usually there are like you may actually listen to stories that have smaller animals conquering the world, actually doing stuff that are impossible for bigger ones to do. Sorry for the noises. So that would be it then. Okay. So yes.
Okay, thank you very much,
You're
Kalilopi.
welcome.
What about Divya in India?
Yeah, Divya.
Divya is here. Hi, Divya. She came in sort of mid-story.
Hi Tracy, I'm sorry I'm taking a class and I'm trying to join in on the session also, so I won't be able to say much today. I'm so sorry.
Okay. What did you the mice in Indian culture and
And
stories?
fairy tales. Are they?
Yeah,
Mhm.
we associate a lot of animals with the gods. So I think we have like something called the elephant god, and a mouse is its vehicle. So we have that short story. There are lots of stories around that.
I know we have lost some of the people due to the fact that they're breaking their fast now and being able to go and eat. And so, Olga, you did such a lovely job. And this was so enjoyable to be able to look at both the different customs and again, the similarities and the differences. Just go to show that we really are still one group of people that share things that are alike, but then can share the beauty of our own special things with other people. I think that's lovely. Your Easter cake reminds me sort of a little bit of our Christmas fruit cake that they make, you know, this heavy fruit cake with all the honey and sugar and everything. But I think yours looks more delicious than ours because it's too sweet. Ours is too much, and yours looks like it would be just right. Thank you. Thank you.